Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Joe Session and today I want to do something a little different. Something a bit more focused and reflective. Instead of talking broadly about jazz or spotlighting a handful of albums at once, I want to zone in on one specific record. Every so often an album comes along that stops you in your tracks, and that's exactly what happened to me this weekend. Now, this weekend has been great for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I managed to pick up some absolutely stunning jazz vinyl from my local record shop. Genuinely, there are some gems in there. I'll be showcasing that vinyl haul in an upcoming video, so definitely keep an eye open for that one. And secondly, the real treat of the weekend was getting to spend some proper, dedicated time with the album that's the focus of this video. Jazz pianist Erroll Garner's Solitaire, recorded back in 1955. There wasn't any grand reason why I chose this one from the pile. It had been sitting on my listening list for ages, quietly wanting its turn amongst many others, and for whatever reason, I randomly decided, right, today's the day. And honestly, I'm so glad I did, because Solitaire is one of those albums that rewards you the moment you give it your full attention. It's beautiful, it's expressive, and it creates this dreamy, immersive soundscape that feels almost timeless. Before I dive properly into the music and the tracks, I just want to take a moment to say thank you, genuinely, to everyone who's recently subscribed, and of course to the long-time subscribers who keep coming back week after week. The likes, the comments, the album recommendations. We've truly created a wonderful community of jazz lovers here on the channel. Your enthusiasm really keeps me energized and motivated to keep diving deeper into the music that we love. So thank you, I really appreciate it. Alright, let's talk about Solitaire. The album opens with a track titled I'll Never Smile Again, and immediately you're met with this harmonically rich, beautifully restrained atmosphere. It's somewhat melancholic, understated even, but technically it's incredibly impressive. Every note feels intentional, like Garner is weighing each phrase before he lets it fall. There's this gentle, floating quality to the way he plays, almost like you're drifting through a quiet breeze. But at the same time, there's a precision and clarity that comes only from deep experience and a profound connection with the piano. This album is pure solo piano, just Garner and the instrument. And for me, that's a huge part of what makes it special. Without a rhythm section or any other textures in the mix, Garner has full control over the atmosphere, the pacing, the tension, the release, the silence between the phrases. You can almost hear him thinking, shaping the musical landscape in real time. Outside of jazz, one of my favourite classical piano pieces is Debussy's Clair de Lune. I've always loved its shimmering, ethereal quality, the way the melodies seem to glow, and the harmonies feel like they're suspended in mid-air. And the reason I mention Debussy here is because Solitaire sometimes gives me the same feeling. It's not that the two pieces sound alike, but both create this dreamlike world that feels slightly outside of time, slightly detached from reality. Garner manages to blend jazz harmony with a sense of lyricism and atmosphere that transcends standard genre labels. This is honestly a dream combination for me. A jazz pianist with a full palette of harmonies, applying them in a way that feels reflective, colourful, and slightly otherworldly. Jazz pianists, maybe more than any other instrumentalists, have a huge toolbox to draw from. Extended chords, reharmonizations, rhythmic phrasing, melodic variations. And what defines their individual sound, I find, is the particular choices they make from that toolbox. In Solitaire, Garner gravitates towards exactly the kind of harmonic language I personally love. Pianists who often hit this sweet spot for me include Ahmed Jamal, Red Garland, and Kenny Drew, just to name a few. They all have that ability to craft something dreamy yet grounded, emotional yet technically refined. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about, then please drop your recommendations in the comments section below. Especially if you know any solo piano albums that fit within this harmonic, atmospheric world. You get extra points if it's solo piano, because there's something so intimate and revealing about hearing a player that has no accompaniment at all. Moving on, the second track on Solitaire is named Then You've Never Been Blue, and it picks up beautifully from where I'll Never Smile Again leaves off. It leans a bit more into a romantic tone, but there's still this hint of sadness underneath. A thoughtful, almost haunting quality. Garner's phrasing here is lovely. He lingers on certain notes just long enough to make them ache. And he'll suddenly move into a run of notes that raises the whole piece momentarily before gently bringing it back down. It's emotionally complex in a way that feels very human. Another standout is the title track Solitaire. Compared to the opening track, it has a more joyful, almost triumphant tone, but it still sits comfortably in that harmonically rich pocket. There's something stately about it. Elegant, but not in a way that feels stiff. It's more like confidence expressed through colour and movement. And it really shows off Garner's ability to blend technical brilliance with pure musicality. The last track I want to mention is Yesterdays, which wasn't on the original LP, but was added to the CD reissue. And honestly, I'm so glad it made it onto later versions because it's gorgeous. Once again, Garner hits that sweet spot. Harmonically rich, slightly melancholic, and full of those little details that make his playing so compelling. It feels like a tour through the dreamscape he constructs across the whole album. And it's a perfect complement to the other pieces. In closing, Solitaire is, for me, a beautifully crafted, thought-provoking, and deeply artistic album from Erroll Garner. If you're looking for jazz piano that's harmonically lush, emotionally rich, and occasionally transcends the usual boundaries of jazz and blues to create something ethereal, dreamy, and slightly haunting, then you're absolutely going to love this album. I'm honestly hooked at the moment. Each listen reveals some new phrase, some subtle harmonic shift, some beautiful moment of expression that I didn't catch before. If you're already a fan of Erroll Garner, or you already own Solitaire, or you've experienced this album in your own way, let me know in the comment section below. And as I mentioned earlier, I'd love to hear your recommendations for some other albums that exist in the same kind of musical universe. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click the like button, and if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so that you stay up to date with all of my latest uploads. If you've enjoyed this video and you want to continue hanging out with me here on the channel, I'll pop a video in the corner for you to click on now. Other than that, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.